Hello, good morning, and welcome to another reading week. The past couple of weeks have been really successful, and I hope that we're going to continue reading a lot of stuff. So, join me with a hot beverage of your choice, and let's talk reading plans for this week, shall we? I have a lot of plans for this week. I'm hoping that potentially I might not be able to read a maximum of 1 or 2 books out of this. If you're new to my channel, hi, my name is Cece, and I make elaborate reading plans that I never can keep because I'm the type of person, I love with my reading to have a plan laid out, to have a what I read next. I love making plans. I love filling prompts. So my monthly TBR is centered around buddy reads, reading groups, and prompts. And I make a schedule so I know what book to read next. If I would ever run out of a plan, I would be completely overwhelmed with my books that are on my TBR pile. Let me show you my TBR pile, for that matter. This shelf over here, this is my TBR pile. Some of them, this and this is actually in like 2 rows. So there's a whole row behind this as well. So this is my TBR pile. I get overwhelmed if I need to pick a book from this to read next. But if I get to pick a book filling a prompt, I love making my TBR like this. So that results in me needing a plan that I cannot fully complete, because if I would fully complete it, I would be overwhelmed with what to read next. I'm trying to read more, around like 80% of my TBR of the month, and some months it has been 60%. It doesn't add pressure to me. It doesn't make me feel bad if I don't read a book or 2. That's just my style, and I know that for some of you it would just add pressure, and that is fine. Everybody needs to do it the way they want it. If you are a mood reader and you just want to stand in front of 400 books and just pick what's next, do it. I can't. I need a plan. So my plan for this week, I have started these 2 beautiful books. Warbreaker by Brandon Sanderson. We have a brilliant magic system. We have a fantastical world. We have 2 sisters pretty much trying to stop a war from happening. One sister, 2 princesses, one sister being married to a king to produce an heir and kind of introduce the royal bloodline back into this kingdom. We have a lesser god and the God King, and this is just, I mean, it's Sanderson. It's a beautiful magic system. It's colorful and I love it. At the same time, I started reading Die Schöpfer der Wolken. I don't read much German, but this publisher has some of the prettiest books, and I received a book box from them, I think end of 2017, and I still haven't read it. And I don't know why, but for the past couple of weeks, this has been calling to me like crazy. Anyways, this book is about 4 people, 7 dimensions, and a world that's crumbling, that is kind of falling apart. So far, I love how this is done. We have 4 very different types of people, very different characteristics. They start building a real character. It's not, they don't feel one-dimensional, that they're only their one trade. They all have very special talents. One of our main characters can see dreams. Another of the characters can see when a person's death is and what they're dying of, and she can actually, at great cost, change that. With the others, we don't know yet, but for some reason this world is falling apart, and I think these people can save it. I love that this publisher, if they can, they send out signed books, and this book is designed so beautifully. that it's just a huge joy to read it. I mean, come on. Loving it. So these are, this is a buddy read, so I read this at the pace that the others are reading it. And then this I will just finish next. What else am I going to read this week? In no particular order. I want to read the 7, it just says the 7 deaths of Evely Hardcastle, but I thought it was 7.5 deaths. I am reading this to create a book box for somebody in the Goodreads group that has the traveling books. If you want to know what this is, I've been talking about this throughout the past couple of weeks, so watch one of my older vlogs. And I don't know much about this, just that I think that our main character keeps on waking up in this setting, and it's trying to find a killer. In general, I don't tend to know what a book is about before I read it. Sometimes I read the summary and then I decide, do I want to read this or not? And then it stays on my TBR for years, and I completely forget what it's about. I love going into books completely blind because I feel like the text on the back oftentimes tells us too much already. The next that I want to read is Slaughterhouse 5. This has been on my TBR for ages as well, and I finally want to get to it. Also, the used copy that I got is a copy that somebody extensively marked things in, which I find super interesting. It enhances my reading, so looking forward to this. Then I have a buddy read for The Forest of Soul. I'm buddy reading this with Lucienne. I'm usually buddy reading something like one book with Lucienne, and as a second book, The Wheel of Time. This month we have Pause on the Wheel of Time. I don't know much about this. I just know it's a fairy lit book and I want to read it, and I know that Lucienne wants to read it, so let's be surprised about the content. Forever on my TBR also was Heart of Iron. As you can see, I'm in a dystopian science fiction mood lately, and I wanted to get to this for the longest time. Was this a retelling in space? We have a poster in here. That's cute. See, I didn't remember that either. 2 more books planned. One is Nocturna. Nocturna has been on my TBR for the longest time as well, again because it has been a fairy loot book. But what makes me pick it up now is that it is a group read in one of the Goodreads group that I'm doing challenges. Again, not freshing up on what it's about. I usually read what it's about when it's being sent to me, and then I determine interested or not, and I remember the feeling, that this would be I'm interested 3 to 4 stars. So I'm interested, but not super stoked. With this, it's more like 4 to 5 stars, and this is more like 4 stars. I don't know if that makes sense to you. It makes sense to me. A 4-star is also this one, so a feeling of how much I want to read this, not how much I think this is going to be starred. It's a 4-star enough. Like, I think this is, I'm really anticipating this as a 4-star. It's so hard to follow my thought process. I know, I apologize. Historically Inaccurate, I actually picked it on my TBR because it is released in fall 2020. I haven't looked up the exact date, but I really want to try and read arcs closer to the actual release date. So yeah, again, I don't remember what this is about, but I think Historically Inaccurate has Mexican representation, but I'm not sure. Anyways, I'm looking forward to this. I love this arc. It has this like soft waxy feel. On another note, I just received this little box, Goddess Provisions, and it is from the Once Upon a Book Club headquarters, which I am super excited for. I have no idea what this is. This is obviously not big enough for the usual Once Upon a Book Club box. I think 2 weeks ago I have read the last Once Upon a Book Club book that I had, and the product, one of the products was broken, and I wrote to them and they said that they received the information from a lot of people that the it was like a cafetiere was broken, and they wanted to send a replacement, but this obviously is a different size, and I told them they can just send it with the next book to save on postage, but obviously they just sent something, so I'm excited to see what's happening here. This is the Goddess Provisions box. This is not replacement or anything. This is a full-on subscription box. So let's unbox this. That's cool. So that's what it looks like. I have no idea what this box is, how much it costs. So apparently this is a box to grow your inner goddess and raise spirituality or something. They say they have crystals and aromatherapy and tea and this kind of stuff in here. The box costs $33, and the with shipping, I think Canada would be additional 15 euros, and for worldwide 25. So this box would cost me $58, which is a lot. It's not necessarily my topic. I'm not very like spiritual, so let's see. I might be a little bit harsh on this because I'm not spiritual, but let's see. So it looks like the topic of the month could be color therapy, because it just says this above the spoiler card. Let's just pick the products and see what we have. So this just looks like a pencil. Encouragement. Oh, this is like a pencil in like colors. I haven't used this since I was a little kid. When your pencil becomes too short, plant the compostable tip 1/4 into wet soil with the pencil on an angle. Water regularly and let your plant baby be a reminder of positivity. So I'm assuming that in here, in the top here, there's 10. Yeah, this is like there's like 10 mint seeds in there. Okay, next item. So, oh, this is supposed to be worth $5. I find $5 for one pen a little bit much, but okay. This is a ring. This ring feels quite cheap, but it says this is supposed to be $33. Never ever. So it's a mood ring. I haven't had this since I was like 13. Oh, there's even a card that tells me what my mood is. So I'm guessing peaceful and patient. We all know it's just the temperature of our skin that changes the color, right? But there is a coupon on Hyuchi Jewels. It's HIOUCHIJEWELS.com, and you can save 30% if you enter the coupon Goddess. Next item. I feel like I'm in the 80s or something. Crystal Prism Suncatcher. Hang in a sunny window to transform light beams into rainbows. Open your third eye with a rainbow of light. I don't know how this works, but I mean, is this really creating a rainbow? Next is orange, and we have purple glasses. Everything's purple. Everything is so purple, it almost hurts my eyes. It's interesting how the sky is super blue, but I'm not sure if you can actually use these. What's next? Light green is an oracle deck. I don't think I'm going to open this. I don't need an oracle deck. Do you want me to open this? This is supposed to cost $25, and there's a coupon code again for it's at speciesbythethousands.com. Let me open it up. So if you're interested in this kind of stuff, you can use the coupon code Labradorite, LABRADORITE, and you get 15% off. It feels like it's a quality product. Oh, I don't want to destroy this, but I want to show you the drawings. It's destroyed. I have no idea how this is used, so yeah. There you go. This looks like something I could like. Jessica Swift Gratitude Keychain. Rainbows and the color pink are symbols of joy and gratitude. This is actually cute. This is something that I would use, and I will keep this. And this is speaking about a bracelet that I don't see anywhere. And then we have a purple, I don't know how to pronounce it, agate. Hold this purple stone when you sit down to meditate. See, I don't meditate, so it's beautiful, but this is just so not for me. And then there's a digital bonus Healing with Color mini course, which is a $33 value for a digital book. I'm going to keep this, which is cute. The rest I'm potentially giving to my sister. I'll ask her if she's interested. Oh my gosh, you guys, what a morning. For the past 3 hours, I have been searching for my wallet. Everybody who has ever lost his wallet knows what that means. It's like, oh, the adrenaline that rushes through you because you cannot locate the stuff where like your whole livelihood is at. It's like my money, my driver's license, everything. And also today my car was scheduled to get new tires and everything to get the I talked about this last week. In Germany, every 2 years we have to go through a check to see that the car is still fit and safe to go on our roads. And if you don't get the sign off, you are legally not allowed to drive the car anymore. So that's one reason why you don't see as many like taped up cars in Germany, because it's illegal. I was at the check last week. I have a few things that need to be done before I get the sign off, and that was scheduled for today. And I was searching for my wallet to go. I was scheduled to be there at 8 a.m. It's now 10:39. And I was at the point where I actually begged my dad for a loan, because my money is in a bank account that I can't reach from here. That is like an hour's drive away. And so I have a bank account here, but I don't have money in it. So with my passport I could get money here but not there. And so anyways, I was looking for I asked my dad for a loan so I can get my car fixed, and I was starting to think about, oh my god, I have to cancel all my cards, I have to get a new ID, I have to get a new driver's license, everything. And then all of a sudden, bam, bada bam, bada bam, there it was. It was underneath a book on my couch. Great. Well done me. Fresh out of the shower, it's mail time. Update on the Goddess Provision. It seems like the supplier that is supply to ship the Once Upon a Book Club has accidentally sent the wrong thing. So not their fault, but the thing now is I'm supposed to just write return to sender on it, send a picture to them, and then return it. So today came, this says mini edition, but I'm assuming that this is simply the replacement for the cafetiere that was broken. And there we go. I will definitely try it out. Potentially this is something that I will take into my car instead of a coffee machine, because coffee machine is usually bigger. And yeah, potentially this will become my coffee machine. I'll definitely try this out. All right, we have 2 more packages, and I assume that these might be from the publisher that I talked about, was it yesterday? Where I have requested 2 review samples, and those might be it. I was accepted for both. That actually would be super awesome. It looks like it. Oh, I can't believe it. I cannot believe it. It's a Sanderson. I just have to review a Sanderson. I mean, come on. It's the 5th one in the Stormlight Chronicles, which I have a bit to go to get to, but yes, thank you. That's awesome. I mean, I already know that this is probably going to be 4 or 5 stars, but now I have to get to through the Stormlight Chronicles, which boo-hoo-hoo. And the second one, I think, is a cookbook, which I'm quite excited about. As I mentioned before, I love cookbooks. 2 new cookbooks this week. It is. So it is tasty cookbook. I love these little tasty videos, and let's take a closer look. We have one pot. We have slow cookers. We have 5 ingredients or less. That is an awesome one. 20-minute, better than delivery, without cooking bowls to go. Very promising. Okay, guys, so I've been reading The Forest of Souls for the past few days. I have just stopped at chapter 11, so 160 pages, and I'm not getting warm with it. It's just like the world building is missing something for me. I can't connect to the characters. I think there's some atmosphere in it, but that's just not enough. And I also have a struggle understanding what all these things and places are. I know that in the beginning there's like this glossary, but the glossary is 2, 4, 6, 8 pages long, and that's just too much. I don't want to just go back and forth to understand what I'm reading, and for some reason I'm just not drawn into the story. I keep going between, oh, okay, I'm starting to get into it, and I just don't care about the plot. I don't care about the characters. So I'm contemplating DNFing this one. With Warbreaker, I'm on page 252, loving it. The unique world, and in this one I actually got into the world quite easily. I want to continue with Die Schöpfer der Wolken, loving it as well. So I have to do these 2 before I can continue in this one, which I should just get started with. Let's go. So I'm back home. I had a wonderful Sunday outside. I think I already talked to you about Nocturna. Did I? No, I didn't, did I? I finished it yesterday and I really enjoyed it. I'm giving it 4 out of 5 stars. I enjoyed mostly kind of the atmosphere this book was giving. It was quite straightforward. Fantasy in a world that isn't 100% what I know and what I've read 100 times, but the relationship between the main characters kind of is. I think I kind of went through it quickly, but I think that this, in theory, has the potential to be a 5-star. I don't see many things really wrong with it, but I'm a little bit like, meh, not into exactly what this book is at this point. So basically, we have a very interesting magic system, and we have two main characters. One who's a thief who has her moral radar is what you would really call very, very gray. She's a face shifter, so she can change her appearance. And then we have a prince. There's forbidden magic in this, and I have so many trouble explaining this book. I don't know why, but if you are into I think it's a perfect October read. The type of magic is scary, magical, whimsical, but brutal at the same time. I think it gives a lot of atmosphere. So yeah, I suck at explaining this book. I'm horrible, and it might be because I didn't feel a connection to it, and it was the relationship between this thief and the prince. It's just so bleh. I was not here for it at this point. It's not bad, it's just that I didn't feel it. And then I am finishing Forest of Souls, so I'm pretty much DNFing this. I got halfway through, and there's so much good in this. Also a very, very good October read. It feels very, very like autumny, haunted forest kind of feeling, and it's wonderful in a way. For me, this world, I think this would have benefited from having a first book that only plays with a third of the characters, a third of the world, because this author just wasn't able to draw me in a way that I understand how this is playing, where this is playing. There's so many characters, and by characters I also mean types of characters, countries, and stuff. There's a glossary in the beginning of 8 pages, and I felt like every other page I had to go back to the glossary to understand what I'm actually reading and what's going on. And at the same time, I was having a hard time making a connection to the characters because I was pulled out of the story over and over and over because of this setting and because of this world building it was lacking world building because it just didn't happen naturally. So I was a little bit disappointed because I was really looking forward to this. So I'm not giving it any stars because I'm DNFing this. I made a lot of headway in the 7 Deaths of Evely Hardcastle. Oh my god, this is a tough one. I am so confused. There's so many timelines to keep track of. In the 7 Deaths of Evely Hardcastle, our main character wakes up in a body, and he learns very quickly that he has to solve a murder, and he has a day in this body, and then he switches to another body, and he has a total of I think 8 bodies, and he has 8 days in 8 bodies to solve this murder. And it gets so confusing. There's so many things to keep track of, and there's so many moving parts. I think for somebody who loves Agatha Christie, it has a very much an Agatha Christie vibe, because this is a how do you call it? It's a locked room mystery. So we have these it's all happening on a mansion. There's a lot of different types of people there this weekend, and you even have a map of the mansion and whose bedroom is where, etc. And it's a very Agatha Christie vibe murder mystery with the added layer of the paranormal, where he wakes up in a different body over and over. And oh my gosh, this can go either way. This can go really, really good, depending on how this unfolds. I am a little over halfway through now, and I'm still very much confused, and I need some things to, I think I already said like 30 pages ago, I need things to start clearing up for me to understand. I cannot have additional things layered on top, because I'm getting more and more confused, which I think is probably intentional. But for the last 30 pages, there was even more stuff adding to the confusion. So let's see, it can go either way, depending on how this resolves. I also made a little headway in the Warbreaker. Today I'm finishing this week on page 304, chapter 26. So I'm almost in the middle. I'm enjoying this so much. I love the magic system. I love the characters, and I just want to proceed in this quicker than I'm currently doing. And I haven't made any headway in this one, and I loved this so much in the beginning of the week, and now it's just lying here, and I need to change that tomorrow. So this is it for this week. Forgive me for having such a bad reading week. I still had a great week overall. It's just a bad reading week. So yeah, I hope to see you again next week, when we hopefully finish these three. Until then, bye.